And welcome to my latest video on Jurassic World Alive. In today's video I'm going to be focusing on how to create the new hybrids in the 2.12 release. So if you're looking to create the new hybrids, then this is definitely the video for you. So let's start off with Ankylomoloch. So this is a, as its name implies, an ankylosaurus. It's legendary, it's resilient, and it's a bumpy hybrid. So we've got our first, and maybe only, but certainly our first bumpy hybrid. So we've got bumpy, and we've got Stygimoloch Gen 2 that make up this hybrid. So if you want to create Ankylomoloch, you're going to need 500 bumpy DNA and 5,000 Stygimoloch Gen 2 DNA. So if you've already got that in your Dino decks, then you're ready to go, and you'll be creating this on day one when 2.12 release is made public. So the new legendary will be created at level 16 as a legendary. And if you want to level that to 30 to max it, you're going to need 28,150 DNA from bumpy and a massive 281,500 DNA from Stygimoloch Gen 2. So that may seem kind of a little high, a little unachievable. So let's have a little look at ways we can actually get the DNA. So starting off with bumpy, so it needs to be level 15. So if you're not got your bumpy at level 15 yet, you'll need to evolve that before you can create DNA to fuse Ankylomoloch. And you'll have 50 DNA per fuse from bumpy. So it's an event exclusive creature currently. So unfortunately, it's not going to spawn. You're going to have to wait for events. However, you can use scents. So we've got the cute scent and the 3rd year anniversary scent. So both those scents will give you an increased chance of bumpy spawning nearby, so you can dart it and get its DNA. Stygimoloch Gen 2 is a common. Again, you're going to need this at level 15 to fuse Ankylomoloch. It'll be 500 DNA per fuse, and the good news is Stygimoloch Gen 2 is a global spawn anytime. So you should be seeing this on your map anytime, it doesn't matter where you are. In addition, you can use a charger scent to get Stygimoloch Gen 2 to spawn nearby and get that much needed DNA to fuse and create and evolve Ankylomoloch. Okay, so on to the next legendary, and this is we've got one of the kind of antler bear creatures. So this is called Arctalces, maybe, made up of 2 new rare creatures, new to 2.12, and we've got Arctodas, which is a bear. That'll need to be at level 15 before we can fuse for the legendary, and it'll be 200 DNA per fuse. And we've got the new rare deer called Cervicles, or at least that's how I'm pronouncing it. And again, that'll need to be level 15 and 200 DNA per fuse. So to create the new legendary, we're going to need 2,000 DNA from each of the 2 new rare creatures, and that'll create Arctalces at level 16. And then if you want to max it, you're going to need a whopping 112,600 DNA to basically fuse that up to and evolve that up to level 30. So absolutely massive amounts of DNA for that new legendary. As the 2 new rare creatures are new, currently don't know what scents or where it's going to spawn. So all I would say at the moment is that maybe a rare scent or a giga scent may actually get these creatures to spawn, but that's going to be very much a bit of trial and error until we know more. Okay, and on to our very first Apex hybrid. So this is an antler bear, a deer bear. So it's Arctovasilas. It's a wild card class creature, and it's made up of Testacornibus, unique, and the new legendary Arctalces, which I've just talked about. So Testacornibus, or actually for both the Testacornibus and Arctalces, you're going to need that to be at level 25, and it's going to be 50 DNA per fuse for Testacornibus and 200 DNA for Arctalces. So to create the new apex, we're going to need 750 DNA from Testacornibus and 3000 DNA from Arctalces. So 3000 DNA on top of Arctalces needing to be level 25. So we'll create Arctalces at level 16, and then we're going to need DNA to basically level it up to 25, and then need an additional 3000 DNA to create this apex. So there's a lot of DNA required for this apex, but that's understandable. I mean, this is an apex. It's not meant to be easy. It's not meant to be quick. We'll see how quickly players get to create this new apex. If you want to max this new apex, then you're going to need 1750 DNA from Testacornibus and 7000 DNA from Arctalces. So here we've got the creatures that make up the various hybrids that ultimately create the apex Arctovasilas. So we've got for Testacornibus, we've got Carbonimus and Nasutoceratops. I can always say these really clearly in my head, but when I say it out loud, I really struggle. So Carbonimus, Nasutoceratops. So Carbonimus will need to be at level 15, and you're going to fuse 50 DNA per fuse to create Arctoceratops. Carbonimus is a global anytime spawn, so get those epic scents out, and it also spawns in any boating areas. So we're looking at marinas, anywhere you've got boats. Okay, maybe a harbour as well. So if you're in that area, get an epic scent, and you're highly likely to get a Carbonimus spawning. Nasutoceratops, on the other hand, is event exclusive, so probably best to FIP this creature to get DNA and request DNA from your alliance. That's probably the quickest way you're going to get to get DNA, and also look out for the shop as well. There may be incubators there that will have its DNA. So you're going to need 200 DNA per fuse for Nasutoceratops to fuse Arctoceratops. And similarly, Arctoceratops is going to need to be level 20 to basically fuse Testacornibus, and that'll be 50 DNA per fuse. And obviously, being a legendary, it's event exclusive, doesn't spawn, so we'll just have to wait for Ludia to have an event for that. And then on the other creature, we've got Euclodocerus deer. So this is an epic. It's a global anytime spawn. So again, make good use of those epic scents. Again, this is a minimum level is 20, and there's going to be 200 DNA per fuse for Testacornibus. I've already covered off Arctalces, so we've got the two new rares. We don't know where they spawn. We don't know whether they're event exclusive. So to begin with, it's going to have to be a case of get them into sanctuaries, get fipping, and get requesting DNA in your alliance. So that's it, everyone, and so good luck creating the new hybrids. I'm very much looking forward to the 2.12 release coming out, and talking of which, I've got a nice surprise video for you. As soon as the update is released, I've got a new video that will be posted, and all I'll say about it is
Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it or found it informative. Please do provide feedback in the description below. I always respond to comments, so please feel free to add your comments, feedback or suggestions. Okay, until next time, this is Alien Newt.